advocacy through embedding those with direct experience, both with policy and with narrative experience, into the writing process to be able to create something that is closer to the ground floor.
Yeah, and I just want to say the point of all of these art pieces in this conversation is to give you another way into the conversation. A lot of times we feel like I don't have the words, I don't have the vocabulary, I don't have the articulation. But if you can feel something, you can talk about the thing eventually, hopefully. And so as you listen to this piece, try to find your way into the piece, not just hear it through the information.
All right, so if we could have our choir make their way to the stage. It's our pleasure to introduce Khalil Cumberbatch, who will be helming this piece with words written by himself, Vivian Nixon, and Susan Stern. And it's a real honor to have him with us. He's going to say a little bit about himself within the piece, so I don't want to get too much of it.
How's everyone feeling? Good. Gotta be the call and response type thing going on. How's everyone feeling?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's the last piece for the night, and we're gonna be doing some singing up here, and I say we, not meaning me, meaning these beautiful people. I don't wanna hurt your eardrums. I know you think you didn't sign up for this, but hopefully you enjoy it. So we gathered here two groups of voices, each representing people connected by identity. We often divide people into groups and categories and assign stereotypes to those groups and categories. But if you look on the stage, you see two groups, and unless you spoke to them and learned their stories, you know nothing about them. To my left is a group bound together by struggle and shared history, but know all too well that proportionally the United States locks up more people than anywhere in the world. And they are a diverse group, and we are the United States of incarceration. We lock up more people than anywhere in the world. In a system this massive, diversity is inevitable. Still, some people suffer at the hands of the punishment system more than others. No money for bail, no money for lawyers, assumed guilty before innocent, because of skin color and a scarlet X that will follow us for a lifetime. Let's connect the dots. You experience all the systems that work against your humanity and your hope for success. Red tape and always in red. Schools rich in police and poor in possibility, and race running through the story. Society will never let you forget that you went to prison, paid your dues, and want to rebuild your lives. And we carry with you not only your own experience of prison, but also those of the people who you serve time with. You know more than you wish to know about the impact of indifference to injustice of our so-called justice system. To my right, we have policymakers, employers, advocates, judges, teachers, students. You who see but do not live the injustice of the criminal justice system. You work within the machinery of the system but do not have the chance to really know the people, the stories, the ground truth of those who move through it and feel it in their bodies. Having to sentence people to prison who you don't need help, not punishment. Facing the relentlessness of caseloads that make it hard to connect with, let alone serve. Those who you are supposed to represent. You experience the failures of the system day in and day out.
Is it just us? Is it just us? We want justice. Is it just us?
You may be implementing policies intended to make us safer, but only make things worse. These policies would send children to adult prisons and lock up people with mental health issues who cannot pay their own treatment. You may want to change it,
We gotta keep moving.
but do you have the language or the leaders who are willing to push for it? against all
We gotta
odds.
keep moving.
What happens when these groups
We gotta
combine?
keep moving, pushing
Or rather
the
fail to
barriers.
do
Gotta
so.
keep moving past the red tape. Keep moving, hoping that we make it, but we're gonna need somebody who will know what it takes. Keep moving, knowing where the money flows. Keep moving, choosing where the power goes. Keep moving, hoping that we make it to the day that we can turn around and get what we want. Get what we want.
Failure to communicate, to feel, perpetuates a system that we all know is clashing, brutal, and soul-crushing. So here's where I enter. I am a leader with conviction, and I, like many of my peers, was devastated when I was faced with deportation for a label attached to a 10-year-old conviction, and I ultimately turned into leading with conviction. A week before I was slated to get my graduate degree in social work, ICE swooped in and arrested me, and I was detained for 5 months. For many, my felony and the label that comes with it was the end of my story. Whatever I had done since my release, whatever I had become, that conviction would separate me from my family, my community, my work, and my home. But my activism and leadership on behalf of my community came to my own rescue. People from all aspects of the life came together to support me, and they showed ICE how I turned my life around in prison, getting my master's degree in social work and becoming a mentor, teacher, and community leader. Against all odds, ICE released me from detention. And Governor Cuomo granted me a pardon. I can now become a citizen in every sense of the word. And now I'm in the policy space, and I'm not the only one. I have the luxury of having walked in many worlds. I've gone from poverty to robbery, to prison to pariah, to mentor, to teacher, to leader of leaders, and not many people get to walk in all of those worlds in a one lifetime. I have my feet in many worlds, and I intend to keep them there. The community of women and men affected by incarceration is my community. I share their history, I share their struggle, I share their commitment to change, and I share their passion for justice. But I also know the intricacies of the system in place from all sides, and I know how to change, and I know how change can happen personally and politically. I know how to connect us so we are all working towards the same thing. The pieces can fit together. Must know where they have been and acknowledge where they are now in order to determine where they are headed. As we think about leading with conviction, let us remember our ancestors, the women and men who came before us and created space for our leadership. Can we learn from their legacies of leading while bound by the bodily and psychic chains of oppression and marginalization? Might we apply these teachings to our leadership? So many of them come to my mind, and they are young and old and native and immigrant, rich and poor, enslaved, free, black and white, brown, yellow and red, male, female, and LGBTQ, incarcerated and released, reserved and radical. They taught us the bonding and bridging of power, of our shared humanity and common purpose can compel us to take the mantle in the struggle for justice.
And within you, there is experience to dive into, and I can't just stand by as others push things through and don't ask why. Whoa.
included the leadership of those who were marginalized and oppressed by the very systems and structures that were designed to protect them. And these leaders shared the same values. They led with passion. They led with joy. They endured struggle. They were courageous and bold, and they led